Welcome to episode 64 of A Message From. We're your hosts. I'm Edward.
I'm Alyson.
And I moved.
You moved?
I moved. Yes.
You got a new home.
I'm in a new home after long 5 years. Almost 5. It was almost 5. I think it was like a few months short of 5 years. I have moved out of my flat and into another flat.
How does it feel?
It's really weird.
Yeah.
It is really, really weird. I mean, I'm living alone. I'm house sitting for a friend, so for the most part, I am like obviously alone, unless that friend decides to come back, in which case I'll obviously be sharing. But it's weird to be alone again.
Weird, but I feel like you'll end up. I don't know. I feel like you'll end up loving it. Like it'll be really nice, and then eventually you'll turn the corner, and well, as long as you go out and like obviously still meet up with people and stuff, you'll be.
I have already regressed back almost instantaneously to what it was like living alone in France, which was glorious. Even though I basically lived with Rob and Alex, I was living alone, and I have caught up on almost all of my podcasts that I have I've been 100 episodes deep in. I am back to using the same one bowl, one plate, one spoon, one fork situation. I'm fully living. I did go outside today. Mm-hmm. Which was quite nice, but more on that later. I will say the weirdest thing is the change in neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because now I live in a very well-off neighborhood. And it's a very different vibe.
I was going to say vibes are way different.
Yeah. It's also not as green in my neighborhood currently. Because because you've been.
Yes.
My previous neighborhood, well, obviously it was attached to the fucking river park. So that obviously green.
The park, the river, there were trees,
the streets,
there were plants.
So many. And I'm looking out of the windows and I'm looking onto another 2 apartments, balconies, which someone is home in the one because all the windows are open. Hello. But the one has it's chock full of massive trees, which is kind of bizarre for a terrace, but it's obviously for privacy as well. But they are gorgeous, but they're only on that terrace and not in the streets. So there's that.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I am deeply winning here. I just want people to know that I am big winner up top here. Although
big win. Up top.
Yeah.
Are you up top? Are you in a tall building?
Oh, I mean,
tall. Or just up top in general? I
mean, I'm on the top floor.
I love a top floor. Everywhere I move, I end up on the top floor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Much to the chagrin of the people moving me.
Oh, yeah. That was my friends. Which shout out to my friends for helping me move. Audrey rented a car and drove it, which I knew she would do anyway because she loves to drive those cars. We were just hanging out recently, and I was we were going to go to this new Zara in Plaza España because it's the biggest Zara in Spain. Oh my God, it's brand new. It was a nightmare full of people, but we decided to go. But it's she was oh, it's on the opposite side of the city. And I was well, yeah, but it's a straight shot on the metro line too. And she was let's just take a Zitty car and I'll drive. So I was okay, because she's just she loves to do it. So I knew she would love to help moving because she would get to drive a car.
That's very nice.
It was. I was going somewhere with the top floor thing before that.
Before I interrupted you?
No, no, you took it in a good way, but I don't know what I was saying now.
I don't either.
But it was something I wanted to say. But now it is.
Things are good up here.
Things are good up here, up top. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The neighborhood. Yeah. I now live near the the Plaza de Toros, the bullfighting stadium, which is cool. I don't know how will you describe it? It's
a nightmare.
Beautiful. It's beautiful, but it is
stadium's beautiful.
Oh yeah. It's very out of place. It's very. Arab influenced architecture. It's like so random.
Oh, that's got to be beautiful.
It is. It's very pretty, but it's like not pretty on the inside.
Anytime there's anything related to like bullfighting or like bull riding or anything, I'm like, avoid, look away. Because I'm just like, no, please.
It's not my thing either. It's not. But everything around here is bull themed. Like all the restaurants around my house are bull themed. I'm not kidding. It's like a 3-minute walk. Like you walk out of the metro and it's like Plaza de Toros. It's like huge. But I was thinking, will I ever live somewhere that is not like directly next to a massive landmark? Because I lived right next to Plaza España, which was huge, and opposite next to it, obviously, Gran Via. I lived then next to the Atletico Madrid Stadium before they moved theirs to the other place, and now I live near the Plaza de Toros. So, will I move into... We sense
a theme. Maybe the Coliseum is next.
I would love. Sounds expensive, but I love. would love. You're gonna hate this.
Oh my god.
Because it fuels my ego. That's why you're gonna hate it. And we all know that my ego is already way too large, right? Mm-hmm. I want to let you know that two more individuals this week messaged me, and they told me that I have an amazing voice.
Oh my god.
I knew you'd hate that. I just want to say thank you to those two people. Ugh. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's the truth. You do have a lovely speaking voice. I can't deny it.
Oh my god, my ego can't even fit in this room right now. It's too big.
It literally can't even fit on this planet.
No, it can't.
As you're sitting here twirling your hair.
I need a haircut so bad. The one side of my head is like, the hair is crazy looking right now because the windows down and in the car, and it was like, I just knew as soon as we were going, I was like, I'm gonna look insane until I get back home.
Well, speaking of your large ego,
so
I actually bought you this gift. I don't know if you remember, but I bought you this gift a couple years ago.
Should I remember?
Well, yes, but no.
Uh-oh.
So I bought you this gift, right, a couple of years ago, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to send it to him for, I don't know if it was for your birthday or Christmas, but I was like, this is perfect. Well, I had sent the same type of item to Alex, and it arrived broken, even though I, like, wrapped it in bubble wrap, packed it so nicely in the box, like, really protective.
This is ringing a bell.
Yeah, so then I told you, I was like, I'm not mailing it. I'm just going to bring it to you when I see you. Well, lo and behold, I stashed this puppy away, forgot about it, didn't bring it when I came to see you last year.
Yeah.
You were in my apartment twice this year.
And I saw you in Pittsburgh.
I saw you in Pittsburgh. What do I find hiding in the back of my cupboard this week?
In your cupboard. In Mother's cupboards. Cupboard.
Your gift. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh.
Because now I'm on cloud 9 and full of ego. I mean, I have been out today. I'm on one.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Should I vamp? I'm not going to vamp. I think I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut this maybe? I don't know. Oh, now it's just my own voice that has been so complimented recently in your ears. Alyson is really taking her time finding this gift that I genuinely forgot about.
Rushing.
Oh, she's back.
I should have been more prepared.
I vamped.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh my god.
It's a mug, and it says "I love me" on it, like the "I love New York" style logo, but it just says "I love me."
Now does that mean I love me or I love Maine?
Me.
Okay.
I love me.
Because M-E is Maine.
I didn't even think of that, so you know.
Well, I'm out here thinking of the things that people aren't thinking of.
This could have been your one cup to go with your one fork, your one knife, and your one bowl. I will say I've been using 2 mugs because I need to use one to mash the matcha and one to heat the milk. Yes, and then I combine. Yes. But it could have been one of my 2. Oh my gosh. Well, but it's not. How does that make you feel? Well, it makes me feel sad because I literally had this thing sitting out for so long. And then it finally got to the point where it's like, I need to put this away somewhere because obviously, like, it's going to be a while before I give it to him. And then I put it away and I forget all about it. So.
And then we saw each other like literally 6 times. In
a billion times.
6 months.
You were living in my home for a week.
Yeah. Oh, actually, so speaking of when you were visiting in Madrid, we went to go see the Egyptian temple, Templo de Debod, in the park, right?
Wait, did we?
Yeah, we went and saw it.
I remember we talked about it, but I didn't remember if we actually did it or not.
How did we not do it? We went up there. We did the lookout, right?
I don't think so.
But we were. I was with you.
We talked about it.
We tried to walk to it. We were like, remember we were walking in the middle of the road and we were like, what? Because there was so much construction.
Oh, yeah.
We had to have gone and seen it.
I don't think we did. I don't think we
just
could
gave
get
up.
to it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we went and actually saw it.
I don't think we did. I know we talked about it many times.
I know we talked about seeing the sunset there, and then I think that wasn't going to work out and we were just going to go in general. But maybe we didn't go because we couldn't get to it, which is actually very funny because, like, why didn't we just try harder?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you looking through your photos?
Yeah, we didn't go.
Whoops. Well, next time you're here, we'll have to go. Whoopsie. I was going to say, well, you do remember getting, like, lost in the construction and, like, walking on the middle of the road by accident, right?
Oh, my gosh. Yes. And then I ended up over there in that same construction mess by myself one day when I was doing some things, too.
Well, while I was away in the United States, they finished the main construction on Plaza España. And it like was revealed and it looked like complete shit because it was winter and nothing was in bloom. And all the like pictures that they had like drawn and like made up for what it would look like.
All the renderings are gorgeous. Like people strolling, the best plants. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's sad. I think they added a few more things, but it was the first time I'd gone was today, with Audrey, obviously. And they had like fixed all the road that was like going up to the Templo de Debod and like Parque del Oeste. They finished the thing. It actually looks pretty nice. There's this like one green thing that looks like kind of ugly. I think it's supposed to be covered in grass, but there is like no grass. Let me tell you that. And I think they're done with the part that goes up to the palace, but I didn't walk over there. But I was going to say it's done, but I guess we didn't see the temple, but we do know how bad the construction was.
Yes. So, we know the construction very well, but
we do.
Hey, we can do this next time I'm there.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 options. Do you want to talk about Outlander or do you want to talk about your 30-day challenge progress?
Oh my gosh, you're going to make me pick?
Yeah.
I can only talk about one.
Well, time-wise, yeah.
Okay. So, 30-day challenge is going really well.
You did text me in Italian.
I did text you in Italian, and it's perfect.
Did you text me? It was
I
really
basically
funny.
was like, I have to message someone, so here I am messaging you.
Yeah.
So magically this worked out perfectly. I did not plan this, but there is one day where the challenge is to watch a movie, an Italian movie. Well, that day is today, and it's a Saturday, so I'm like, perfect.
Oh, great.
I have discovered that. Well, Ghiaccio, I think I told you about this movie. The guy who played
the boxing movie.
Yeah, the guy who played Sparino in Subora, he's in it. And also, I'm forgetting his name.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Somebody we know?
He was in Sanremo. He performed in Sanremo. He was like a shorter guy with dark hair, sung one of the songs that we didn't love. He's like a producer on the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
D'Argento?
No, it's I'll find his name.
I love him.
So the movie I have found out is on Amazon Prime in Italy. So I'm just gonna boop boop
VPN yourself
VPN
in.
myself into Italy.
Drop in.
Yes, and
That's
I'm gonna
exciting.
watch it.
I'm hoping it has subtitles. It must have subtitles.
I'm hoping it has Fabrizio Moro. That's who I'm thinking of.
What song did he sing? Oh, was that really like weird slow one?
Yeah, it was.
He's
one
the
of
one who's
slow
like 800 years old. He was like so old.
No, you're thinking of Johnny Morandi.
No, there was the other one that was also old, who was like a copy of Johnny Morani but didn't have like dyed hair.
No, this guy, let me show you a picture. He was the one who I was like, ooh, he's kind of cute. But his song was bad.
Oh my God, his song was terrible. Yes. I remember. yes.
But
wow.
Yes. So that movie is on
Queued
Amazon
up for tonight.
Prime. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight.
Love, adoro, as they say in Italia. Adoro.
Adoro.
I think, you sent me the text. I found it. You said, hi, how are you? Today I have to send a message to somebody in Italian for my language challenge, which I thought was very funny because you said sfida di lingua, which I was like, that's right, but it sounds funny to me. Like when I read it in Italian, I'm like, is that right? And I'm like, there's no other way to say that.
I know. I'm like, there probably is like maybe a phrase for this, like different words, not
it's
a literal
probably
translation.
Like challenge.
Yeah.
It's probably just like the English word.
It's the best I can do right now.
And I chose you, Pikachu.
Yeah.
Instead of I choose you, Pikachu. I died at that. I was like, I get it, but I was like, the phrase is present tense. So you can have a part in my journey. Yes. Beautiful. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to reply in Italian, but then you texted me right after in English. So I just continued in English. But
well, there's another one that I think is more of like have a conversation in Italian. So I was like, this one, okay, I'm just messaging somebody in Italian and it's fine.
Okay, who else did you message?
Well, I just messaged you.
Oh, it's just one person.
Now for the next one, or I think it's like talk to someone in Italian or something.
Who are you gonna choose?
I don't know.
Wow,
who's gonna be the next Pikachu?
You didn't say me.
Well, I could choose you if you want, or I could choose an Italian.
Sounds like you are. Do you know any Italians to have a conversation with? You know one I know of.
I know two.
Who's the other one?
My mom's friend.
Your what friend?
My mom's friend.
Oh, your mom's Luciana. Friend. I heard my ama's friend, and I was like, I don't know what that is.
My ama.
My mama's friend.
My mama's friend.
Let me mama.
And on that note, we will take a break. When we come back, we will choose a new Pikachu. Hello, everyone. Alyson here. Just wanted to say that we want to hear from you. So send us a message at 202-630-4509 or email us at amessagefrompod@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to rate and review and check out amfpod.com for bonus content. Now back to the show.
Welcome back from the break. Alyson just tried to interrupt me, and it didn't go as planned for her. It was an attempted coup, and it didn't work. But we're back. And we have a message. We have, Lauren's second message.
Yeah, part 2.
It's part 2, people.
And I guess I would like to know, now that we are, oh my gosh, has it really been almost 10 years since we were there? Wow, we are dinosaurs. I would like to know what you guys would do. I think I really love the south of France. I think Paris is beautiful too, but I just feel like the south of France would be so much fun. So I would like to know what you guys would do with $3,000 in 3 days in Nice. Give me all your latest and greatest. Love you, miss you, so proud of you. So honored to be on this. Bye.
We're so honored to have you on.
I know. Lauren is such a cutie patootie. J'adore. Je l'adore.
We love you, Lauren.
We love you, Lauren. Lauren. I know that. I know. I've had many friends whose name is Lauren. I know that I say their names weird.
Wait. Do you pronounce? Wait, how is
no,
your name
people say
pronounced?
Lauren like you do.
Yeah.
I say Lauren like an idiot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people would be like, my name's not Lauren. And I was like, no, you're right. I'm wrong.
Lauren. Anyway.
For once, I am wrong. But let me tell you what I got right.
Okay.
This itinerary.
Yeah, so we each have itineraries, 3 days, $3,000, and you are up first.
Yes. To be fair, I want to clarify, I did mine in euros just because my shit's all in euros. Okay, great.
God. Yeah, fabulous. Mine is in euros too.
Okay. So I legitimately picked, I'm going from June 10th to 12th, which is a Friday to Sunday. Okay.
Okay.
Flight-wise, in my mind, I was like, I'm not really, if I have this much money to spend for 3 days in Nice, I don't care about my flight times. Like, they're going to be earliest in arriving, latest in leaving. I've got 3 full days. Maybe I'm turning it out. Who knows? Who even knows if I'm flying? Okay. But 3 full days. Okay. I've decided to stay at the Hotel La Perouse. Do you know where that is?
Of course I know where that is. It's on my itinerary too.
Oh my God. So we chose the same place. I chose a classroom with breakfast, not a view of the beach. And it totaled to about 808 euros for those 3 days. I did all this stuff I checked was for these dates. And it's just like a double bed or like a queen size bed or something like that, I think. But it's like in the hill in Nice.
On the Castle Hill, yeah.
Which I was like, divine.
Nice.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, have I seen this before? Because it's like, where could that place be hiding?
It's
I must
weird.
Have.
Like, I think we've seen the patios and balconies, but like you can't tell that it's a hotel.
I thought I saw like from the picture online, it was like a big yellow or orange facade.
Yeah, I think I just never realized it was a hotel.
Okay, that would make sense.
Because looking at the pictures, like looking at the pictures, I'm like, I feel like I've seen those balconies before.
Okay, yeah.
But, yeah.
That makes me feel better because I was like, am I going insane? Turns out, yes, but not in this instance. So that's what I chose. I wanted something with breakfast. I was like, do I want a hotel? Like, I do want a view of the sea, but I was like, I'm not really planning on being here a lot.
Right.
What am I planning on doing? Well, Friday morning, I am taking a morning flight around the French Riviera.
Wow,
yep.
A flight?
310 euros. No, airplane, small airplane. And it goes like down to Marseille to see the Calais, I think they're called.
Yeah, the Calanque.
Calanque, thank you. Which are like rock formations or some shit. And like, you know, it does the full thing.
Wow.
So that's my Friday morning. Totals about like 310 euros. And then I was like, I'll do that. I'm sure that's out of like Cannes actually, because they have a private airport there. And so I was like, I'll go up to Grasse. I'll do the Fragonard perfume workshop for 69 euros a person, where I will also obviously be having lunch or some shit like that. Okay.
Right.
And that's where you make your own perfume, blah, 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 blah. There's like the 3 notes. If you've been, which a small select of people who listen to this probably have been to the one in Grasse, you see the room on the tour and it always looks so fun.
I was going to say, the room is like, it looks pristine. It has like the shelves
it's
with
like
like the
white with
different
the brown.
scents. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous.
The brown.
And it's like exclusive. Like you feel like you should have to put on like a special suit and like gloves to go in the room.
Oh, sorry. I think lab coat. That's what I thought you were going to say. I think you wear the lab coat. But anyway, I figured got to do that. And then to round off my Friday, which is very booked and busy, I will then go and have dinner at our favorite restaurant, Jesu, back in Nice.
Love it.
Right? It's a pretty good Friday. I mean, take a full tour of the French Riviera on a plane, go make a perfume in Grasse, come back and have like divine food in old town Nice. It's pretty good. All right?
It's a good Friday.
I know, right? And then on Saturday, I was playing around with like when I was going to go to the beach. And so I was looking and I decided that I would go on Saturday. But in the morning, I decided I'm going to take a cooking course it's by Le Petit Farci or something. It's like the group.
Yeah.
And the course was the Course Les Market Tour, cooking class, and lunch. So lunch is already provided. And you go and learn how to like buy shit at the market. So that turns out to be like 195 euros a person. And I was like, okay, I'll do that in the morning. That's lunch. And then after that, I'll head to our favorite beach, Cap d'Aille.
Also love this.
La Mala. Okay. And I was like, basically, I'm going to the free section of the beach because I couldn't figure out how much the actual reserved tables were or like the reserved section.
It's weird. I'm going to interrupt really quickly because I was having a really hard time finding pricing for like the private reserved chairs and beaches for this too. But last summer, before I went there, I found prices for all of them online. So I'm like, had they collectively decided they're just like not going to list prices this year? But last summer for Mala in like high season, which is obviously like June through August, I think it was like 100 euros for a lounger there.
That's it?
Well, I felt like that was expensive because a lot of the other ones in Nice were like 55.
Yeah, but that's like Nice.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, La Mala is more secluded. It's like off the beaten path. Nice is like, I imagine like the ones in Cannes are probably expensive just because they're like in Cannes, even though they're like not good. You know? Not necessarily good, I guess I should say. But how would I know? I've never actually been to them. So I was like, I'll go to the free section. But I guess with that, I have money left, so I can spend 100 euros on a chair. But then I decided I would stay late into the night and have dinner at La Réserve de la Mala restaurant. And I priced it at about 150 euros. Spend a little bit more, spend a little bit less. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's my Saturday. Busy morning cooking, having that lunch that I cooked, and then chilling at the beach all day, having a nice dinner. And then I'm getting back to Nice, to my gorgeous hotel.
Beautiful.
Sunday, I decided I need to be spending more time at the water because I'm doing all these things on land and in the air.
You are just hitting everywhere, all the locations.
I know, I was like, banger 3 days. I'm renting a catamaran for the full day at a price of 558 euros.
Lovely.
Yep. And I think it was out of Menton, so I'd have to go there. Maybe I'll look at a lemon tree while I'm there at the same time.
Demon City.
Yeah, we don't like weed. I don't know if we've talked about that, actually.
I don't know.
But
we have like beef with Menton.
Major beef. And so I was like, fine, I'll just go there and I'll leave immediately and go to the ocean.
Zoom away from the shore.
Exactly. And I was like, I'll do the catamaran all day. Because you rent them for like basically all day, I believe. Yeah. And that's that. And my leftover money for like food, shopping, like doing other random shit that I've decided to do was about 885 euros, which I guess with the chair at the beach would be 785 euros, give or take. And then other things I decided I might do, I would go to Florian's because we love to go to the candy shop / confiserie people.
Candies.
Yeah,
so
I need to stock up on my tea. I'm almost out of my Black Violet tea that you got me, and I'm very sad. And I would maybe go shopping at Polygon Riviera, our favorite outdoor shopping mall.
We love. It's so nice.
It is nice. And I was like, maybe I'll go to the casino there. Because I was like, oh, maybe I should go to Monaco. And then I was like, I don't have time. And I also said maybe I would go to the Matisse Chapel in Vence that has eluded me
for many years.
So many years. And is very important to me for those who have not ever seen the YouTube videos that are now private. I took a course my first year of university called Matisse and Picasso, Friends or Foes? And the jury's still out on that. Although I guess they were friends, but not important. I learned a lot about this chapel that Matisse had sort of done the design for in the stained glass in Vence. And we tried to go like literally, I think it was just 2 times we tried to go, maybe 3 times.
Twice.
Twice we embarked. I think I thought about it like a few other times. And it eludes us to this day.
We've never been.
This day. So that's my 3 days. In 3
That's really good. I have to say.
Right? Sorry.
I have to say, like, I was not expecting the plane at all.
Were you just shocked about the plane?
I was just shocked about the plane. I was a little surprised too that we both have La Pérouse Hotel, but
that does surprise me, but it is like, I literally Googled like nice hotels in Nice.
Oh, see, I follow someone on Instagram who lives in Nice, and she has a decent following on Instagram. So I think sometimes she probably gets like free nights at places because she obviously Instagrams it the whole time. And she has stayed there a few times. And I've been like, wow, that is beautiful.
It looks nice.
It looks really nice.
Anything else that you were shocked about on my list or no?
No.
Wow.
Actually,
rude.
yes. One thing. This is not going to be what you're expecting, but the amount of money you said you had left over for like shopping and other things. Mine was low. Mine was 370 euros. And I was like, woof, we're cutting it close.
Oh my God. Did you get a room that was... Okay, tell me yours.
I'll tell you mine. Okay, so I also picked 3 specific days, but I did beginning of September. because I was like,
wow, very different vibe.
it's still warm. It still feels like summer. The weather is still gorgeous. But all the French people, it's their rentrée, right? So they're going back to work. I was like, things might be a little bit calmer.
Interesting vibe.
So I picked I think I picked the 8th, 9th, 10th. And then leaving like the morning, the 11th, check out and leave.
Oh, I did like 2 nights, 3 days.
Oh, I did 3 nights and 3 days.
You did 4 days.
No, because the final one, you just leave.
You just leave. No, yeah. I got it. Maybe that's how I save so much money.
Maybe. Well, so let me tell you why I spent so much. Because first night, we're staying at the Negresco. So like,
what is that?
Shut your face. You don't know Hotel Negresco?
I don't believe so.
It's like the most popular building on the Promenade des Anglais. Like the main street right on the water.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't know how to name. I never paid attention to the name.
It says Negresco in big, huge letters at the top on their like, what's that, like a cupola?
Yeah, it's got one of those like domes.
Yeah.
It's like black dome or like, you know.
Oh my gosh. And it's like, the vibes in that place are immaculate. They have a doorman wearing like this beautiful uniform with a hat. They have incredible artwork there.
I love how your first vibe description is this man with a hat on.
I love it. And their rooms are beautiful. Like what you would expect a luxe French hotel room to look like. So
classique.
I picked
truly.
Yes, I picked room with a water view, which is why we're only spending 1 night here because
that's right. You're hopping.
I'm hopping because if I were to spend 3 nights at the Negresco, that would be the full budget.
There were some rooms I was looking at where I was like, oh, should I spend like upwards of 2,500 euros on on a room?
But honestly, I've always wanted to go there, and I even considered maybe just going there for like breakfast one day when I've been in France, but haven't done it. So room with a water view, and then in the morning, breakfast out on the balcony, looking out onto the Mediterranean, like the Baie des Anges. Oh, gorgeous, right? So we're in here. I'm even the architecture. I could go on for ages about this hotel.
Oh, I believe.
Anyway, so we're there. I have breakfast, and then this day I am spending pretty much just on the beach. Right?
Okay.
So
chill vibes.
Yes. So from there, after breakfast, get ready. Oh, and I should say, so the room for the 1 night plus the breakfast, 780 euros.
Expensive for 1 night.
Yes, and I picked not a weekend. It's a Thursday night in September. Yes.
I did check, like, what would it be like if it was like Monday to Wednesday?
Yeah. I had to be careful here. So from there, I go out to Le Galet. So there's this family, it's like Gustave family. They have a whole like set of restaurants and like private beach areas in Nice. And they all look incredible. I've wanted to try them all. But they have one in Nice called Le Galet. And so you just go there, you have your chair for the day, you eat lunch there. Beautiful, calm, relaxing. So that's going to be about 200 euros just because you think you're at the chair and then the lunch. Obviously, yeah. So, I mean, that's the whole day. And then back to Negresco for dinner.
Okay.
So they have like 2 different restaurants in there. They have like a more casual one, like Brasserie, or they have like a more fancy restaurant, Chanticleer. So that's just like chill, relaxed, calm
a nice
day.
First day.
Yes. But everything is very like luxe and not anything I've ever done before because I'm like, I can't afford this.
Okay, so it's like, is Saturday going to be the day where you're like, and I'm sleeping in the train station and...
I'm paying a quarter so I can use their bathroom. No.
Yeah.
So from there, we moved to La Pérouse. again, get a room with a balcony so I can do the same thing again. Breakfast out on
Right.
the balcony in the morning sun. That's literally all I want to do with my life. I just want to live in a place where I can have...
I mean, it kind of is like what you do now.
It's true. All the windows and doors open with these nice curtains fluttering in the breeze, and I can just go out into the sun and eat my meals.
Like a cat.
Basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we check in there, breakfast on the balcony. It's gorgeous. We've got a view of the bay again. Lovely. For 2 nights there, it's total 850 euros. So that's already 2 nights
with
there.
with the sea view. Right.
Yeah, with the sea view. And then here's what we're doing for the day. Boat
What are we?
rental.
Who is we?
Me. I am the we. Boat rental.
Okay. Right.
So, at first I'm like, yacht rental? Those things only
typed
rent
in
for
yacht
like
rental.
a week at a time. And it'll be like, starting at 270,000 euros a week.
Yes.
So I'm like,
Yes.
a lot of budget. But from the port of Nice, actually from any of the ports along the coast there's basically this boat rental platform, kind of like Airbnb.
Yeah, that's where I
And
found
then
the
they have,
catamaran
like,
on.
Yeah, so they have like super captains or whatever, like people review and like you can kind of see who's good and who's not. So my boat rental for the day comes with a captain. He's going to drive the boat. 700 euros all in. It was actually like 651, but then I put in a little bit extra like for food and like
Tip.
fuel and stuff, tip, all that. Yeah. So 700 euros, we're going to spend the day cruising the coast. We'll go by like Beaulieu, we'll go to Villefranche, Cap d'Aille, all that.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Just on the water. And then, so we get back into Nice that night, and where do we go for dinner?
Jesu.
Jesu. Yes.
I was like, it's on this itinerary somewhere. I know it.
Yes, it has to be, right? So
I
we
love
go to
that
dinner.
You were able to wait out one full day without going. That's impressive.
Yeah.
No matter how much money I ever have, that's my first stop.
It's such a good first stop.
It is. It
Such
is.
a good
Sets the
first stop.
tone. Sets the tone.
It does. You know, that's a good point. Sets the tone.
So you're having your
then-
Jesu Din Din.
I have my Jesu Din Din. I go back home. I'm probably exhausted because I've been out in the sun all day.
I
on the
know. That's what I
boat.
was thinking too.
Yeah, tired. So, next day, wake up. Do the breakfast vibes all over again. Breakfast on the balcony with the morning sun. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
And so for the whole day, my remaining balance is 370 euros.
Oh, this is the part where you sleep at a train station.
Yeah. No, well, because we already paid for the accommodations and everything.
This is true. This is true. You cheated
so-
the day.
This day is just like all the usual suspects. Shopping along Jean Medicine, spending some time strolling around the old town,
Yep,
shopping
yeah.
there as well, and like the small artisan shops. There are so many restaurants there that I've wanted to try, and obviously like I haven't had time to try them all, but there's this one that's been on my list for a while.
Okay.
Olive et artichaut. Like olive and artichoke. So like 50 euros for lunch there. It's a little bit more expensive, but
I mean,
their
50
food
euros
looks
for
so
one person
good.
is like, that's a lot, isn't it?
50 euros, yeah, for one person.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say like, no, it's not bad. Then I was like, no, that's a lot.
I was like, their food looks so good and it sounds so good. So I'm like, hey, this is my fancy trip. I'm
Yeah,
doing
do
it.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Gelato at Azzurro, right around the corner from Finocchio. It's so good. It's so good. So we got to go there. All of this will culminate in a final sunset dinner
Battle to the death.
at Le Plongeoir.
Where's that?
So it's on like it's on the coast. It's on the water. It's on the eastern part of Nice. I actually had reservations to eat here. Alex and I made reservations to eat there, and we ended up canceling. Like
Why?
the day progressed in a different way, and we ended up not eating there.
Oh,
But
sad.
no, you have to have reservations, and it's like this super old place, right? And there's like this big rock that comes out of the water, and it used to have a ship on it, but now it's like not a ship anymore, but it's just like seating and stuff. And then you
now it's not a ship.
Not a ship.
Yep.
I feel like I'm not explaining this well, but I'm sure you've seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
And so you go out there and you eat dinner while the sun is setting, and it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's 80 euros.
That's not bad. So how much money do you have left over again?
Well, I just assumed that I would spend the whole 370 euros on shopping or whatever. So 0.
Oh, no, yeah,
I'm
same.
Spending.
Yeah,
like
money. So it was 370 was like your excess in general?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not bad. It seems like your itinerary is a smidge more what's the word I'm looking for? Restaurant driven. Food driven, like eatery driven.
Yeah. So I wasn't trying to go that route, but like knowing myself, 100 that's who I am. I travel for food. I messaged there's like a food blogger on Instagram who's based in Glasgow, and she had like a Q&A on her Instagram the other day, and I messaged her because I was like, listen, I'm gonna be there in a few weeks, like give me the tips on.
Did you actually message her, or did you just reply to
I did the Q&A, like I wrote a question in the box, and then she replied to me in the story, and then the place that she tagged in the story reposted her story, and I'm following their account now too. And
look at you.
Whole thing.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Only a couple things stand between you and becoming a food influencer.
A couple
we all know what
things.
that is.
Yep. We do.
Do you want to say what it is?
No.
Learning how to Photoshop.
Yep.
But I will say, while yours is more like eatery driven, mine is very on brand for you. Mine, now looking at it all in its like entirety, is very activity driven, which is also very my vibe. Yeah. So, love, adore. We did great.
Was so much fun.
We had talked about doing these types of messages before, and if you are curious, dear listener, about any other place of what we would do for 3 days for 3K or with 3K, let us know. I would love to do this again. It was so fun.
So much fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of, but not really doing a similar thing in real life. My friend is going to be in Paris this week for 12 hours. And he's never been. So I was like, oh, I got you.
12 hours in terms of like a going to and from the airport, or like just by train, by bus?
He's taken the Eurostar, actually. He's going to be visiting friends in London. And then he was like, you know what, I'm just doing it. So he's doing the Eurostar to Paris, but he's only going to be there for like that day.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's flying back. So I was like, I will send you on a whirlwind tour.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to send him my my Google map that has the walking routes on it?
Oh my gosh, send it to me, yeah.
Yeah. It's exclusive. I like purge the people I give access to every couple of months. I'm not even kidding.
Funny.
It's my pride and joy.
There's a Google Maps. I think I still have access to it. It was this guy who I stayed in him and his girlfriend's Airbnb like 5 years ago. And I was going to Italy right after I was staying with them, and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna send you my Google Maps with all my restaurant recommendations and all that stuff.
Oh, should see if you still have access.
Good. I should see if I still have access. This is very good.
Cool.
The best carbonara I've ever eaten.
Where was it?
Came from a restaurant on that list, not too far from the Coliseum. Surprisingly,
I was to say, if it wasn't in Rome, I don't believe it.
Oh, it was in Rome for sure. Yeah.
It's possible. So people will be like, I like this carbonara here. And I'm like, but it's not a bro, I don't believe it.
No.
What's the other thing from...
carbonara.
Isn't cacio e pepe from
cacio
carbonara?
pepe.
Sorry, isn't cacio e pepe from Rome?
Yes.
And amatriciana?
Amatriciana.
Is it also from Rome?
I feel like there's some discussion
on topic.
Amatriciana and how it's supposed to be.
Wait, isn't it spicy? That's funny. Hot topic. That's funny. No one picked that up at me. Nah.
Yeah. You're funny.
I am.
we're done here. This has been a whirlwind tour of the south of France. So we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you got some tips. And if you want to send in a message and find out what we would do in any other city for 3K, you can call us at 202-630-4509. Or if you're not in the US, or if you don't like the sound of your own voice, you can always email us at amessagefrompod@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And for extra bonus content, like a vocabulary matrix, you can look at amfpod.com.
Yeah, I have a vocab matrix for this week. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Learn some vocabulary. And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, you don't have your headphones on. Well, you'll hear this when you edit. La 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 la. I am a really good singer.
What?
I just left you a little surprise for while you're editing.
Oh, I fucking hate you.